Okay, everybody strap in. The autistic has something to say. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's B. Happy to see you here. If you're new here, thanks for coming. I hope you choose to stay. If you're not new here, welcome back. Today we are going in a little bit of a different direction. This is something that I have a lot of meltdowns about work. I have PDA autism, I have a PDA profile, so in general, working is just hard for me. In the past, it wasn't as hard, but once I hit burnout, all of the problems I had just got worse, which is really fun. And so now I am disabled and I can't work, which is really fun and really cool. But even if I could, I don't want to. I love when people ask me questions like, oh, what do you want to do with your life? Or like, what do you do? Or what are your goals? To wake up tomorrow, bro. Like, haven't you heard? Like, everyone does not do that. The fact that I got up and got dressed and left the house today, that was my goal. Fucking crushed it. Some people do have like these really big aspirations, which is great for them. I love that for you. If you want to be a doctor, you want to cure cancer, you want to save the world, by all means. Supporting you, rooting for you from the sidelines. But me personally, baby, I don't dream of labor under capitalism. I'm autistic. Hi, didn't put that in the intro. I have autism. Usually over here we talk about autism and usually I make vlogs, but I do like to do the occasional sit down video and do education, and this is something that I felt like talking about, and so I am doing it. But because I am autistic, when I hear labor, I think of like any type of labor, any type of work that you could do. And my problem isn't even necessarily that there is no work that I want to do. I just don't want to have to do anything. I don't dream of having to wake up and go to a job. I don't dream of that being my everyday reality because it has to be. It's not because, if it was just because I want to, because I have PDA autism. I don't know if that's just me, but I have PDA autism, so this is how I feel. I don't dream of having to do anything. I don't dream of having bills to pay and having to do a job every day. That's not how I operate personally. I operate based off of the energy that I have, and every given day, I don't know what the fuck I'm getting. I don't. I can have a day where I can accomplish 16 projects and go to bed at 3 a.m. and wake up at 6 o'clock the next morning and be perfectly fine. Then I could have a day where I can't get out of bed until 2 p.m. And then it is a feat that I get up, take a shower, brush my teeth, and maybe eat a snack, and then get back in the bed. Like, and that's more of my reality. Like, I have like these high highs, but I have very low lows because I have autism. But I feel like a lot of people feel the same way. Even, you know, because for me personally, it's a threat to my autonomy, and that's why I have such an issue with it. But even taking the threat to my autonomy out of it, I don't want to have to do anything. I don't want to have to work to survive. I don't want to have to make money to pay bills, and I don't want money to, I just don't want money. Because I do dream of labor. That's a lie to say that, like, now that I'm thinking about it, because I do dream of labor. But the labor I dream of is the labor that I want to give. And that's my thing, is okay, everybody strap in. The autistic has something to say. My personal perspective is that there is a job out there that everybody genuinely enjoys doing. And now there are obviously going to be some outliers because we are people and we can't all ever agree on one thing. And so obviously there are going to be people out there who, number one, disagree with that statement. And number two, who just disagree with that statement because they personally just don't want to do anything ever. Honestly, if you want to be that type of a person, by all fucking means, I think that you should get to do that if that's what you want to do, because there are so many other people who don't want to do that. There are so many other people who would be bored not having a job to do. And there's so many people who enjoy doing things like fast food and food service in general and retail. And like, I know it sounds crazy, but there are people who like doing those jobs, and there are people out there who like those jobs are good for them, and those are jobs that they like to do. It helps them with routine and stuff like that. So there's still people who are going to do those little jobs that like not a lot of people want to do. And honestly, I feel like more people would be content doing jobs like that if you were getting paid a decent wage that reflected the work that you're doing. And now stay with me, because I know what you're thinking. Oh, flipping burgers is not worth $25 an hour. Have you ever worked in food service? Well, you know what me personally, what I think is right is to ask the food service, where I think that we should ask the workers, if we're going to do wages like this, I want to know not what corporate who's sitting in an office all day, probably not even at work because they don't have to. I don't want to listen to what you think that this person should be making. I want to know what this person thinks that the work that they're doing is worth. Now, I'm not saying that if a McDonald's worker said that they deserve $50 an hour, I would just sit here and be like, totally, yeah, of course, here you go. And that's none of my business because I don't work in food service, so I don't know what, like, I'm just, like, hyperbolizing here. Like, I'm being a little dramatic, but, like, I think that people who are doing the jobs need to be more in charge of how much they get paid as opposed to the people who aren't doing the jobs. Because that doesn't make any sense. How are you going to tell me what the job that I'm doing is worth for you? You need me. The only reason I need you is because if I don't have you, I will be on the streets. But I don't need you. You know, you need me, technically. I could go find another job. So, like, I think that we should be more in control of how much we're making. But you know what? Like, just fucking, if we do away with that, like, at all for a second, like, let's not even consider the wages in the question. Like, can we just, like, hear me out? And now, okay, as a disclaimer, I don't give a fuck about politics, okay? I have autism. And to be honest with you, I've never cared about, like, history. I've never cared about politics. And, like, I know that that, like, sounds bad, probably. And I know that I should care and I'm supposed to care. And when important things happen, I do pay attention. But just, like, in the general grand scheme of things, I don't know shit. Because I don't care, so I cannot retain that information. I can barely retain information I want to keep in my brain. I can barely keep that in there. So, yeah, I don't have the extra brain power for politics. So just imagine that, like, in a perfect world, I'm saying this, imagine a universal basic income. Okay, this is my idea. We have a universal basic income, and that means that everybody has a home. It's fucking controversial, I know, stay with me. Everybody has clean water. Oh my god, I'm gonna say this part really quietly because I don't want YouTube to take this down, and I don't want any platform to see this as so controversial and take this down. But imagine if everybody had access to healthy food. Oh my! I'm sorry. I just get so excited saying controversial things. Like, oh my god. Can you imagine a life where everybody had access to their basic needs? What would that do? What would that do? What would that look like? I can't even imagine it, guys. It would be so dystopian. God forbid everybody has their needs met and people aren't living on the streets and people aren't starving and struggling to feed their families and pay rent. I'm not drowning in credit card debt. Anyway, I feel like the reason that this would work, I mean, okay, and I'm saying this in a perfect world because I know we don't live in a perfect world, so I know that there would be issues in general with any type of system like this because we are human beings and that is just our nature. I don't think that there is any perfect system. It's not that I don't think that there's a perfect system. I know that there's not a perfect system. No matter what, we are going to have issues because why? We are human beings and we are imperfect by design. And no matter what we do, we are fucking doomed because we are, say it with me, humans. And that's just how I feel. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean it in a let's manage our expectations way. So this is all in a perfect world where everything is nice and people are good and not greedy. So we would have a universal basic income, right? So that would entitle everybody to, like, depending on like your family size, how they do like food stamps. Depending on like your family size, you get a home. So like if it's just like one of you, like you get like a studio or 1-bedroom apartment, and then if there's more of you, like you get like different amounts of rooms depending on how many children you have. However, I feel like this is actually controversial, but like maybe there is a maximum. I don't know. Like, don't sue me, but like, I'm just saying, if you have 19 kids, you're not getting a 19-bedroom house. You will have to make do. You know, you get that, and then like you have like your universal basic income. So you have like this money that comes in every month, and that goes towards all of your essentials. So like your food, clothing, maybe utilities aren't included. Maybe we don't include utilities. That's fine. We still pay for the utilities. But then, so like you get like this basic package of stuff, right? That will get you by. Like this is the basic cost of living. This is what you get. And you know, how you use it is up to you. But like you have enough to get by every month and not be struggling. Like you still have like a little bit of fun money. You know, there's some fun money built in there. A little bit of extra for everybody, just so that everybody gets some enrichment. Good for the economy, I feel like. I don't know. I'm stupid, but I feel like it would be a good idea just to give people a little bit, because people deserve to also have fucking fun. What the hell is life if we're just working? There are people that want to work. There are people who want more. So if you want more, you want a bigger house, you work more. You want a better car, you work more. You want more luxury, you work more. But everybody can get to that point, is the difference with this system, is that like everybody starts at the same level and you can work your way up. You can get more. If you want to have more money, you can work to get more money, but you have the same opportunity to work to get more money as somebody else who is also at the same level. It's not like a homeless person and then somebody with a trust fund. That is not a level playing field. This person is not going to be able to get to this amount of money unless they get fucking lucky. They're never going to get here. However, but if we start here, this person has their basic needs met, so they can, oh my God, climb up to wealth. Ah! Again, I'm stupid, so maybe that's just not how it works, but I just don't understand. I don't know what the point is. Why are we doing this? So like I was saying, like if you want more, like you have to work for more. Like you don't just like get there. We're not just handing out millions, but you have healthcare, you have access to food and clean water, you have access to private housing and safe areas. You tell people that they have to work for more. There are people who do enjoy working, so there are people who are going to want more, and there are still people who are going to want to buy things, and there's still going to be influencers and people who want to buy luxury things. But the gag is that more people will actually be able to afford those things, because more people will have extra money left over at the end of the month. And also more people will have more energy to work for the things that they want, as opposed to just working for the things that they need. Because when I'm done working for the things I need, I don't have time to work for the things that I want. And unfortunately, the things I want, the things I need cannot be covered by the same job. But people like working. There are people who like working. Like I said, people will get bored without jobs. And I'm not saying that everybody's going to be working all these jobs and stuff, but like there are people who run their small businesses and they love running their small businesses. People like working at grocery stores. People love the more mundane jobs, and I'm sure that a lot more people would enjoy doing those jobs if it wasn't for survival and it was more so just for fun. People would be in better spirits. People wouldn't be so goddamn fucking angry all the time. And like me personally, I'm passionate about birth work. I'm passionate about childcare. I want to have time and energy to put into those things. I don't have the time and energy to put into those things. And it's like, yeah, I could make that a business starting a business takes time. Starting a business takes money. And especially with childcare and with birth work, a lot of it is word of mouth. So like, what am I supposed to do? Just sit here and twiddle my thumbs and be homeless until I get my first client? Like, no, I have to work. But then I'm exhausted from working, so I don't have time to put into any of that. So it just doesn't get done. But I want to live on a little farm, and I want to live off of the land. And this is what I'm saying, is I do dream of labor. I want to work on a little farm and, you know, grow our own food. And I want to be a stay-at-home mom and bake all day. And I want to host classes. I want to host like a very intensive parenting class, because a lot of parents need it, and there isn't anything like that. I want to have a parenting class that includes CPR and first aid, because a lot of parents don't know that, and it is concerning for a parent to be like, well, we're good when you're on the clock, but when you're not. I want to do stuff like that, and I want to have like meetups. I want to host meetups for parents and their children, and you know, make these little like creative setups for things for the kids to interact with and read books, and you know, just give parents like a place to interact with each other, because I know that that's really important. I just dissociated so hard just then. But yeah, like, I don't know, I feel like I have a lot of ideas that would benefit my community, and I feel like a lot of other people have a lot of ideas that can benefit their communities as well, but people are exhausted and people don't have the time or the energy at the end of the day to put into these ideas. And I feel like the world would just be such a more beautiful place if people had the space to do those things. Because like, I know me personally, like I said, like I want to have my little farm and stuff, and I want to like live off the land, and I want to share with other people. Like I want to go to farmers markets and sell my stuff, and also like, you know, give it to my neighbors and give it to my family and my friends. Like I would love to be able to bake for my family and friends more consistently. I want to be a doula. I want to like actually take care of clients postpartum, and you know, but I want to be able to do those things on my own time, you know, like I want to be able to be like, okay, this week we're going to focus on farm stuff, because like it's time to harvest whatever in the garden. So I put a lot of work into that, and then the next month, like maybe we don't have as much farm stuff, so I'm, you know, gonna go take on a doula client or two, or a nanny client or two, and then, you know, in a couple of months when, you know, that's done, you know, I don't know, I focus on something else, and I just kind of go like where my energy goes and with how I'm feeling and what seasons I'm in, and being able to just exist the way that I need to exist. And I just wish that in general people could exist the way that they need to exist rather than the way that they have to exist, because I just want to see like what life would be like if more people could just exist rather than survive. Because it feels like a lot of people are just surviving, and there's just not enough time in the day to do all of the things that you want to do. And if we all had more time to do those things, so many people would be a lot happier. We would have less shitty people doing jobs that they don't like actually want to be doing, but they're just doing because they need money. Like the amount of childcare workers who have harmed children, probably because this is just a job that they're doing because it's easy and they need money. It's not easy, it's just easy to do. And if you work with babies, they can't tell on you. So it's easy to get away with being bad at it. But the amount of like instances of that we wouldn't have if people's needs were just being met and they didn't have to just work jobs just for money. Just saying, the world would be a better place. It really would. Can't spread my wings and fly because I need money or else I'm gonna die. She's got bars. So I don't know, I want to like kick the allegations that Gen Z is just lazy, because I think that Gen Z is just misunderstood, and like obviously, but I'm obviously, I can't speak for my entire generation, but like I truly believe that it's not that people don't want to work. It's that people are tired of working for less than they deserve. And I don't understand why that is demonized. I don't understand why I am crazy for not wanting to work 45 hours a week. Yeah, because I have a life that I enjoy doing. And I want to spend more time doing things that I want to do, because what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, I feel like Nate Jacobs. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the actual fuck is wrong with you? How am I crazy because I don't want to spit? But I didn't even ask to be here. I don't even want to be here. And you think I want to work 45 hours a week? You think I want to? You think I want to spend a life that I don't even want to spend doing things I have to do? Are you fucking nuts? Like, have you lost your goddamn mind? If I tell you, 45 hours a week, and you're like, I work 60. You're just lazy. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. You need help. You are being strung up by your gonads, upside down, butt naked, over freezing cold water full of crocodiles. And you're just like, ah, yeah. I just don't understand. Like, I just don't understand. And, like, maybe it is because I'm autistic and that's why I have such a hard time understanding, but I don't understand why that is considered lazy, to not want to spend my entire life working. Because I didn't ask to be here. And what does me working accomplish? What is that accomplishing? So you think that somebody should just do that for 45 hours a week? Work that's just not fulfilling to them. Just do it just because nobody wants to work these days. So you just shut up and do it. Even just take the fulfilling work out of the equation. So you work 50, 60 hours a week, and now the retirement age is 70 years old. Okay, now you retire, now what? You're gonna die in 7 years. Congratulations. You worked! But you worked 60 hours a week, but you're gonna die in 7 years. Good luck spending your 401k. And whenever I see those people, it just makes me want to like shake them. Like, please just wake the hell up! Oh, like, baby, that's an NPC. I have to go play Sims now because now I feel icky just thinking about this too much. Like, it's like they're trying to sell this idea to us that the whole reason that most of us were born is to work these unfulfilling, shitty jobs until you turn 70 years old. And maybe you can retire if you were able to get a shitty enough job that would allow you to do so. And that is assuming that climate change does not fuck us all over even more before we even get there. So they're trying to sell us this dream that, like, if you just work, like, you'll be fine. If you just work until you're 70 years old, you will be okay, because then you can retire. And if you can't retire, you'll die in 7 years anyways, so you won't be able to complain about it. God bless America. That's just how I feel. And honestly, I feel like that is where a lot of people maybe are at. Is like, I don't want to work. But like, I do want to work, but like, I don't want to work. Like, I don't want you to tell me what to do. I want to do what I want to do because I want to do it, not because I have to do it for money, because if I don't, then I'll be homeless and starving and poor. I hope that made sense. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. If you are somebody who also does not dream of labor, do you also dream of being able to do the labor that you want to do when you want to do it and not under the thumb of capitalism? Because capitalism is literally killing me. I mean, I'm gonna be autistic regardless at the end of the day, but at least without capitalism, I could be autistic in peace. I just want to be autistic in peace, okay? This just makes it worse. Like, I'm still gonna have burnouts. I'm still gonna have meltdowns. I'm still gonna have shutdowns regardless of what system we live in, because that's just the nature of my brain. But like, at least maybe I could fucking do it in peace, okay? At least maybe I could do it without being like, okay, well, if I have a meltdown today and then I can't work tomorrow, how much money am I missing out on? How much money do I have to make up to make for rent this month? And then that just makes the meltdown even worse. So if I could just like not do that, that'd be great. That's literally all I'm asking for. It's just a little bit of peace. But God fucking damn it. Fuck me. Just shut up and go to work. Anyway. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to please like it and hit that subscribe button and maybe turn on the bell notification. Maybe if you don't mind hearing me talk. Let me know in the comments down below how you feel. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video, whenever that is. Okay, bye!